And statistically, I saw someone put on Twitter, Marley, but you've got to be careful when you see these Twitter graphics sometimes, that Jorginho and Caicedo are actually very similar in terms of the qualities that they have. I mean, take that at face value if you want. The main difference is the age of the player. Jorginho, 31, and Caicedo in his early 20s. But considering they couldn't get the Brighton midfielder, do you think Jorginho's a pretty reliable option instead?
Yeah, I do. I think he's always good for stats, Jorginho. He's like a metronome. Like, everything goes through him. But if you don't stop him, he'll hurt you. And I think with a team like Arsenal, you look at them and their average age is about 23, 24. You know, there's a lot of young lads in there. Odegaard's young. I know he's a leader, but he's young. You've got players like Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Nketiah, even Jesus. They're not old players. So with a bit of experience of Jorginho, who's won things, he's won big tournaments. He's played in big games, won big finals, played in big atmospheres. I think he'll bring a lot to that squad, and I think it just proves something that we're going to see, and maybe might see in the summer, and maybe even next January as well. That the players that Chelsea are offloading, there are some bargains there, because I don't think anyone would have been lining up to take Jorginho away from Chelsea if he was in the team and stuff. But because they're going through this rebuild, there's bargains there to be had, and they've signed him on a permanent deal for not that much money, and he's going to give them both short-term boost to the end of the season, and his experience may help them in the long term, because if he brings along someone like the young lads they've got in midfield, who's the Portuguese fella, they got that Vieira. If he brings him along and he learns from Jorginho, that's a perfect little mentor there for him. So he could have a long-term impact on Arsenal as well as a short-term one, and his very cool penalties as well.
All right, so Jorginho signs for Arsenal from Chelsea for £12 million on deadline day. By no means the only deal that took place yesterday, and we'll talk through all the big transfer news on today's edition of Football Social Daily, which you can find now wherever you get your podcasts.